Laser sights enhance and maintain your accuracy in a time of crisis, preventing tunnel vision and allowing quick target acquisition in awkward shooting positions. Crimson Trace, making laser sight standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, the legality and subsequent court battles over 3D gun part printing designs and the First and Second Amendment issues that have been raised. Plus, it's August, which means the return of National Shooting Sports Month. Call in with your questions, comments, and range reports to 866-TALK-GUN. And now, here's the star of the show, Tom Gresham.
All right, let's have some fun today. Going to be talking about, well, what do you think we're going to talk about? It's called Gun Talk. Give me a break. We're going to talk about guns. Hey, I'm Tom Gresham. I am your host. I am the creator of this madness some 20-some-odd years ago. Still having fun, still talking about guns. And it's funny because when we started this, people said, oh, you're going to do a hunting show. No. Nobody was doing gun shows back then. No, there were no gun shows on TV. There were no gun shows on radio. There were no gun shows anywhere. I said, no. You don't understand. And now people get it, of course, is that people use guns for a whole lot more than hunting. In fact, hunting is a small percentage of what people use guns for. The number one reason, time and again, decade after decade, when they do these surveys, the number one reason that people give for owning guns is always self-defense. Protection of themselves, protection of their families. Okay, makes sense. That would be a priority, staying alive. Cueing the Bee Gees here. So, what are you carrying? It's the old, we're not doing what's in your wallet. What's in your holster? What are you carrying? How do you change for summer? We wear different clothes. We're wearing shorts. We may be wearing flip-flops. We may be wearing a shirt that's not tucked in. We may be wearing no shirt at all. Do you change what you carry and how you carry it? I would love to know how and what you do and how you arrive. What's the process? Because it's like the rest of us, probably a trial and error sort of thing. By the way, we like to give away things around here. We're giving away stuff. Let's see here. A Liberty Safe giveaway, a Fat Boy Junior gun safe. How about that? That's pretty cool. With accessory panel and free delivery. Holds up to 48 guns. Also giving away HDX 350 Smart Handgun Vault and some other things. Go to guntalk.com/win, WIN, to enter for a chance to win a Liberty Safe Fat Boy Junior. Holds up to 48 guns. I like that. Speaking of which, still recovering from the fire. We're back in the house. The house is, put together. Just haven't quite moved everything in, and I had a couple of safes that we had to move out. And for those who don't know, the house did not burn completely, just part of it. Most of our stuff was okay. It just was, we had to rip everything out because of the smoke damage. Wow, man, that's ugly stuff. And when I say rip everything out, I mean down to the studs, all the sheetrock, ceiling, insulation, fixtures, everything. But I had two gun safes that had to get moved, and so they have been at another location, and you don't, well, maybe you do. I don't just go pick up gun safes. So I call my local, actually it's a Liberty Safe dealer in our area, and it's kind of fun because you can call them, and they go, yeah, we do that. And you just say, I need to move a couple of safes. They say, sure. Where are they now, and where are they going? And it'll take them where we are an hour or so, and they'll pick them up, put them in the truck, drive them over here, move them in with the special dollies they have, and done. Good to go. So that's on the agenda for next week. We'll be moving some safes. Let's see. In fact, I've got gun parts on the table here on the desk where I'm working. It's kind of a multi-use computer, broadcast, and, gun workstation. I was going to put a red dot optic on a Ruger 1022. I have a integrally suppressed 1022. And got the optic, got it all fixed up, and then pulled the rail out to slap on the 1022 and went, oh, man, this is not working. What's going on? So we look and go, sure enough, the Ruger comes with a rail that you can attach to the top, but it is a Weaver mount rail. And the mount that I got for the red dot is a Picatinny rail mount. Not to worry, right? They're everywhere. Brownells has them. Everybody has them. So if you want to have some fun, this is your little project, okay? Just to give you a laugh, even though I'm going to tell you that what happened, it's still funny to see it. I went over to Amazon, and I'm looking at, what is it, the UTG, I think it was, the rail there. It's a $20 rail. And on the Ruger 1022, there are 4 mounting holes for the rail, okay, on top of the receiver. And there are kind of 2 in the back of the rail and 2 in the front. The 2 in the front are closer together than the 2 in the back. So it is not symmetrical. You wouldn't believe it. The people who are posting negative reviews on these rails saying they have the holes in the wrong place, they don't line up. And then after a few comments, somebody says, well, you know, if you will turn it 180 degrees, I think you'll find that they line up. And then sure enough, a few weeks later, somebody says, I had to send it back because the holes didn't line up. You're going, oh, no, man, really? Seriously? Oh, gunsmithing horrors. I mean, and it's not even gunsmithing. It's just putting a mount on. The stuff that's out there, it is unbelievable, the stories that go. And look, I am like the world's worst. Okay, I admit that. The world's worst with a screwdriver and tools and all that. I can usually mount a scope. Gunsmithing for me stops pretty soon after that. And so gunsmithing questions to me are usually met with, I don't know. So, there you go. It's, anyway, they're just fun. If you want to go just a chuckle, you got to check that out. All right, our number here is 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial me at Tom Talk Gun. Line 3, Alec has called us from Tacoma, Washington. Hey, Alec, you're on Gun Talk. What's going on here?
Well, I wanted to ask you, I know you said you're cross-eye dominant or left-eye dominant, right-handed.
Yeah, I am. I'm right-handed, left-eye dominant, yes.
Right. Why don't you shoot pistols left-handed? I'm asking because I just found out I've had an astigmatism for a while, but it's affecting my shooting. Mm-hmm. I'm right-eye dominant and right-handed, and it's in my right eye.
Right-eye dominant, right-handed, but the astigmatism's in your right eye. Is it correctable?
I just figured it out a couple weeks ago and found out that I see 2 front sights sometimes.
Have you been to, I have astigmatism in my left eye, my shooting eye, from LASIK surgery that did not go well. But with lenses, I wear regular eyeglasses, and they can correct the astigmatism.
I was wearing eyeglasses, and I see, like I said, sometimes it affects me. It only affects me sometimes. I see 2 front sights, and I can miss at 10 yards, an 8-inch plate, or I can hit it at 50 yards, an 8-inch plate, when it's not bothering me.
Do you think, and sometimes what happens is the wrong eye takes over. And you'll be trying to use your right eye, and if that one starts to blur out or the astigmatism kicks in there, your left eye, which in this case becomes the better vision, kicks in, and you actually put the sight on the target using the left eye, but you're actually not looking through the rear sight. I don't know if I'm making myself clear.
That didn't happen. I started closing my left eye. I'd always shot both eyes open before.
Okay. Well, back to your question. Why don't I shoot left-handed with handguns? I'm very strongly right-handed, and I don't need to. If something happened, I said, okay, you got to shoot left-handed. I could learn to do that. I practice shooting handguns left-handed, but I'm so right-handed, and it's so easy to shoot a handgun right-handed and use your left eye. I never saw a need to actually make that my dominant side for shooting handguns.
Okay. That was kind of one of the reasons you've dealt with a long time, and that's why I wanted to ask, should I switch to left-handed instead of just shooting left-eyed and right-handed if I decide to go that way?
Right. My first stop honestly would be back to the eye doctor and say, hey, this is what's going on. What's even best, I don't know if you can do this, but I know guys who've done this. They call the eye doctor and say, look, I'm having trouble with my shooting. Can I bring in a pistol or a plastic pistol or a toy pistol, and let's look at what's going on? And a lot of times the eye doctor says, yes, sure, especially if your eye doctor is a shooter. But it's worth a try. I would sure give it a shot, see what happens. Hey, Alec, thank you for the call. I appreciate that. 866-TALK-GUN. Mark, don't go anywhere. We're going to get to you. And we have room for your call. We're pretty much open lines. What are you shooting? What are you carrying? And, oh, yeah, I am looking for, I think I found some good supply, but if you have some, I'd like to know, some good hollow point subsonic 22 ammo, or basically shooting critters and varmints with a silenced rifle. What are you shooting? 866-TALK-GUN.
Founded with the singular purpose of building fine sporting firearms, Kimber creates a handgun for every person and a rifle for every adventure. While embracing modern manufacturing techniques, every Kimber depends on practiced hands for assembly, fit, and finish. There's no compromise in features, materials, or performance. Synonymous with quality, precision, and excellence, and made in America. Kimber is what all guns should be. Visit KimberAmerica.com. That's KimberAmerica.com.
Tired of searching the web for the best deals on guns, ammunition, and gear? Download the free Gun Dealio app today for deals and discounts right at your fingertips. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, ammo, optics, lasers, gun safes, targets, gun cleaners, grips, slings, and much, much more. Save money on products you want from the companies you love. New deals, discounts, and rebates added daily. Gun Dealio, available for free in the App Store and Google Play.
This land, once wild and free, fades now from our memory. But I remember what it was like, what we were like, what we are capable of when we band together. Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. These natural wonders are where waterfowl begin their cycle of life, where the deer and the antelope play, and where we, the people, gather together to see and share what makes the outdoors so great. The time is now to band together with organizations like Ducks Unlimited. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
The Ruger pistol that started it all is now even better. The Ruger Mark IV has the same great look as the Mark III, but now its simple one-button takedown means less time taking apart your gun and more time shooting it. Disassemble it in seconds for no hassle cleaning. Learn more about the Target, Hunter, and 2245 Light Mark IV series models at Ruger.com. The Ruger Mark IV, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
When you want the highest quality ammunition, look to HSM. Since 1968, hunters and shooters have counted on HSM cartridges, including world-renowned Trophy Gold, featuring Berger VLD bullets, Pro Pistol Hunter, Cowboy Action, and the new Game King, featuring field-proven Sierra bullets. HSM's new revolutionary low-recoil rifle loads hit game hard, but kick much less. Low-recoil loads use standard weight-for-caliber Sierra hunting bullets in 7 popular calibers. HSM, at your local shooting sports retailer.
All right, Bill, welcome back to Gun Talk. Tom Gresham here. The number is 866-TALK-GUN. Easier, frankly, you just dial Tom Talk Gun. That'll certainly get you in here. We are definitely, don't worry, we are definitely going to be talking about the 3D gun fiasco, the whole deal with Cody Wilson and Defense Distributed and the court cases and the whirlwind activity that took place and what's going on and the end run around the gun banners. The gun band industry is out there working hard. We're also going to talk about the Ninth Circuit. We told you there were a couple of good decisions that came out of them. Of course, they've reverted to form and gave us a really horrible decision. We'll talk about that. Got a lot of things going on. But right now, let's talk about the guns that we like and basically shooting sports. By the way, this is National Shooting Sports Month. The National Shooting Sports Foundation, NSSF, has identified this as National Shooting Sports Month. What's that mean? It's a way to encourage you to go out and do some more shooting than you have been doing. And if you can, take someone with you, a family member, a friend, a coworker, just somebody you know. Somebody call them and say, hey, would you ever consider going shooting? I want to go out. And you say, here's the deal. I have everything. If you don't have it, I have the guns, I have the ammo, I have hearing protection, I have glasses for you. It's all good to go, or we can get them at the range. Invite somebody. I will offer, it's more fun to go shooting with someone than it is to go shooting by yourself. It just is. And yeah. I've spent days at the range all by myself, but it's just more fun when you've got a friend out there that you can chat with and have some fun with. So National Shooting Sports Month, check it out. We'll be talking about that in just a little bit as well. Let's see, on line 2, Mark is with us out of Tinley Park, Illinois. Hey, Mark, you're on Gun Talk.
Back a couple months after Trump won the election, and there were other YouTube channels that said similar things, but a woman by the name of the Patriot Nurse said that the left is not going to calm down, and that she believed that they would take their protests/riots and escalate them, in effect, to the next level. That meaning they would start taking them from places that normally don't see protests and riots and take them out to areas that are what you might consider to be Trump country, the distant burbs, the medium-sized small towns, places where there's heavy concentration of people who might have voted for Trump. And that might involve things like, mass-scale thousands of people, Antifa, SDS, and some of these other people all bunched together. If they see something possibly like a Trump sign in your lawn. Okay, well, Mark, what's the question, Mark? Breaking into your house. What's your question, Mark? Okay, I think the reason they want our AR-15s, our AK-47s, and Mini-14s so bad is the fact that in the area where there's heavy Trump support is probably the heaviest concentration of people who own 30 and 40 round magazines and guns that could fight off a mob breaking into your house. That's deterring them from doing that. And I think that may be why they want our guns so bad right now.
I would love to agree with you, and it would be easy to agree with you. It'd be comfortable to agree with you, but I don't. And let me tell you why. Because I have the long view. I have literally 50 years of fighting for gun rights. And they have been just as vociferous and just as eager to confiscate any gun they can for 50 years. The only reason that they are concentrating on this right now is because they can. The only reason they're doing it is because they think we can get these now and then we'll come back for the others later. And they say that. They actually say that occasionally. They try not to let that cat out of the bag, but sometimes they do. It's not and the problem is, and I don't fault you for it, is that you're looking at this trying to find some logic. The logic is here, and it's just so uncomfortable and honestly unfathomable that sometimes it's just hard to get your head around it, is they want every gun in America confiscated. They want your guns. And it's not, and here's the hard part, okay? It's not that they don't like guns. They all say, we hate guns. No, they don't. They don't hate guns. They hate you. They hate me. Look at, and thanks for the call, Mark. Look at what they're saying now. When they march, they're not screaming, destroy guns, we hate guns, pick up guns. What are they saying? We hate the NRA. Destroy the NRA. We must destroy well, the NRA is just you and me. The NRA is people. So what we're finally getting is they may not even be aware that they're doing it. They're finally showing the world that it's not about controlling guns. It's about controlling you and me. They don't fear guns. They fear you. They fear me. They fear us. Why? Why would they do that? Not because we are presenting them with any danger or threat or harm. I think in my armchair psychologist role, I think they don't like the fact that we are self-sufficient. I think the fact that we are willing to take care of ourselves and provide our own security shows them that they are inadequate, that they are unwilling to protect their own children. They're willing to put their own children at risk because they're not willing to take charge of their own safety. And if we're not here as a mirror or a comparison, then they don't have anybody to show, to be an example of just how poorly they are taking care of themselves and their families. But when we're here saying, no, we're going to take care of ourselves. We got this. It's okay. You go ahead and just be a victim. Well, they don't want the world to say they're a victim. They want you to be just like them. How many times have they said, you don't need a gun, we have the police? I mean, that's what they depend upon. And I want to say, let me take a crowbar to you for 10 minutes. I will hit you once a second, as hard as I can for 10 minutes. Police will be here in 10. Okay, make it 5. You got fast response time. Good, 5. Once a second, I'm going to whack on you. I'm going to break a bone every time I hit you. You good with that? Of course not. It's crazy, insane. But it's what they want. It's what they're willing to put up with. And there's something else going on here. And I wasn't going to get into this, but I am. When you go through a loss, when you go through grief, it manifests itself in a lot of different ways. But one of them is starting a big, bold project, a big outreach program, a lashing out sometimes. And honestly, the left is going through a grieving process. They are grieving for the loss of their president. It's as though Hillary Clinton is not alive anymore. And they counted on her. And I've actually heard them say, I'm still in grief over this. They use the same terms as if someone died. And so they lash out, so they reach out, and so they... I heard somebody on Face the Nation this morning saying, well, of course, the president's rhetoric, of saying that the media is the enemy of the people, it could actually result in violence. It hasn't yet. Of course, we know this verbiage hasn't yet resorted in violence. Wait. I got 2 words for you. Steve Scalise, a murderer, wanted to be a mass murderer, to kill Republicans, to kill people on the right. Why? Because you Looney Tunes on the left have jacked him up to the point where he's lost his freaking mind. Yes, your wordage, your verbiage is inciting people to commit murder. So don't talk to me about this.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
So very many things for us to talk about. I have some news stories for you. I also have a lot of other things going on. We'll talk about that. If you're on hold right now, don't go anywhere. We are going to get to you. I do have a quick little interlude here because we have a guest we want to talk about. I mentioned earlier that this month, August, is National Shooting Sports Month. Joining us right now is Zach Snow from the National Shooting Sports Foundation. Hey, Zach, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, thanks, Tom. How are you?
Excellent. I know that throughout the years, and NSSF has honestly been in the lead of doing research on shooting and hunting and why people get into it and why people fall out of it and what the roadblocks are and all of that. And one of the things that keeps coming up time and time again is people they'll say, I just don't know where to go. It used to be you grew up and you lived in the same place and you knew where to shoot because it's where your granddaddy shot and you shot. Now we move around everywhere and people go, I'm at a new place. I just don't know where to go. You have an answer.
Well, yeah, we got many answers, actually. And one of the latest and greatest is National Shooting Sports Month as a way to kind of serve as a springboard to re-engage those that have lapsed in their participation and also attract new people to the shooting sports. Mm-hmm. So you go to letsgoshooting.org and you can learn all about not only the shooting sports and how to get started in them, but you can learn all about what's going on this August with events that ranges and retailers are offering all across the country. You can learn more about our Trigger Time sweepstakes, which this year industry really stepped up to support it. We have over $38,000 in weekly sweepstakes packages that we're going to be starting to draw on Friday, August 10th, and then all the way through Friday, September 7th. So you just go to letsgoshooting.org. You can learn more about the events. You can enter the sweepstakes. And what we really want people to have things go viral as it relates to everybody's shooting sports experiences this August on social media channels such as Facebook and Instagram and any of the other channels that people are using with that Let's Go Shooting hashtag.
Let's Go Shooting is the hashtag, okay? And then also, I would encourage people, post pictures. People love it when you take pictures of them with their target, when you take them to the range, you do a first shot, or you just introducing them, or you're just having some fun. Post pictures of your group having fun at the range, of targets, of all that kind of thing. Just keep it out there in front of everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we really are encouraging our active target shooters to, there's not a better recruiter than the active target shooter. And so here at NSSF, we are challenging every target shooter out there that invite someone new this August, whether it's a family member or friend. Let's get people started. And we all know that once you break that first target, once you ring that first piece of steel, once you hit the bullseye, you're more than likely hooked, and you want to continue your journey into the shooting sports. And so that's what we're looking to do this August and throughout our Let's Go Shooting initiative as a whole moving forward.
All right, I just went to letsgoshooting.org, and I did the Find a Range thing. You know what's interesting about this? And I podded in, I said, 40 miles. I'm on a 40-mile range from my zip code, and I've got 10 places to shoot. I knew of some of them, and I think that may be one of the more important things. Even if you think you know what's around you, new ranges are popping up all over the place, so you need to go check.
Yep, absolutely. And wheretoshoot.org, which is one of the components within our letsgoshooting.org website, is just where people can go to find other new ranges that are coming up around them. In particular, we're seeing a lot of new indoor ranges coming up because, let's face it, it's a little easier these days to build an indoor range in a market where there's a high population because of it being indoors and not needing quite the amount of land that you need for an outdoor range. We're seeing lots of new people, new business folks getting into the industry by building new state-of-the-art ranges that are really raising the bar on the overall indoor range experience. That in addition to all the new shooting sports that have come into play at outdoor ranges from your action shooting sports and the evolution of clay target shooting. There's a lot of great things for people to get into, as well as for our existing target shooters to try. I think a lot of us tend to go down one pathway, whether it's shotgunning, pistol shooting, or rifle shooting. Yeah. And, this is a great opportunity just to cross over and try something new.
I'm just looking at, this is a really well-developed website, Zach, and I clicked on the new shooters link within this letsgoshooting.org, and it's got like an introduction to shooting, and then what to expect at the range, so people go, okay, they'd be familiar with it. So what I'm thinking is if you were going to take somebody out to the range, you'd say, hey, look, here's a website. It's going to give you, I'm scrolling down, here's the 4 rules of gun safety. Here's new shooter tips. Basically getting them comfortable. What's the right firearm for you? Types of different shooting sports. By the time they're done, they've lost a lot of the nervousness because the nervousness just comes from not knowing, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And, we all know that, the fear of the unknown, I think we all can attest to experiencing something in our lives where we've faced that. And guns and target shooting, if you've never been exposed to it, you are a little intimidated. And that's why we as shooting sports enthusiasts, as gun owners, can serve such a critical role in the continued growth of participation within our sports by being that influencer, a peer influencer that is, and inviting some of our friends and family that have never had the opportunity. And, once they get to the range, they realize that, wow, this is like an extended family of people that want to ensure I have a safe, fun, first-time experience.
I think I just saw, did I not, that President Trump just put out a word on National Shooting Sports Month.
Yes, he did, actually. Earlier this week, he put out a note to recognize August as National Shooting Sports Month and encourage Americans to get out to the range and enjoy and celebrate our Second Amendment right while bringing new people into the fold. And we also had Secretary Zinke out at a range in Wisconsin over last weekend to kick off National Shooting Sports Month, going out on an indoor range and enjoying a fun day of shooting.
Well, it is a wonderful effort. It's a great concept. And of course, NSSF is in the lead in creative concepts of getting more people shooting and retaining people in the shooting sports and making it easy. Because I think that once you make it easy, you get people to go out and try it. And of course, you know the deal. You've done it so many times. Once you get them out there and they try it, they turn around and give that big smile and go, "Can I do it again?" They're hooked.
Yep, no doubt. Yep.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, this is just another way we can break the barriers to create more access and opportunity.
Absolutely. Zach Snow, thank you so much. I appreciate your help. Appreciate what NSSF does.
Thank you, Tom, and everybody. I encourage everybody to get out to this August, and let's go shooting.
Let's go shooting.org. Thanks so much. All right, 866-TALK-GUN. We'll be right back with your calls.
Brought to you by FN, the creators of the world's most battle-proven firearms. The new FN 509 Tactical, a handgun with the world's most compatible patent-pending mini red dot optic mounting system. The product of 129 years of evolution on the front lines and the home front. Designed to give you compatibility of the highest caliber. The FN 509 Tactical proudly carries on the heritage of the world's most battle-proven firearms.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
Hi, this is Tom Gresham from Gun Talk. America is losing critical wildlife habitat at a rate of 1 football field every hour. It's happening on the Louisiana coast, but it's critical to all sportsmen and conservationists. These precious wetlands provide winter habitat for more than 10 million ducks and geese annually, waterfowl that migrate north through dozens of states. Don't shrug it off. Get involved. You can help. Visit vanishingparadise.org.
Now at LibertySafe.com, you can buy a Liberty Safe at a great price and receive 12 months interest-free payments with 0 down and 0% APR, with some safes as low as $20 a month on approved credit. Peace of mind, lifetime warranty, and in-home delivery service. Go to LibertySafe.com now for 12 months interest-free payments with 0 down and 0% APR. LibertySafe.com.
I know that a lot of you had heard us talk about this. You've seen us on our Gun Talk and shows, the Guns and Gear and Gun Venture shows on Sportsman Channel, showing the Agula mini shells. That's little 1 3/4 inch long 12-gauge shotgun shells, little bitty guys. And you get a whole bunch of them in a magazine, and they work really well, and you can break targets with them. You can bring down birds, and they have buckshot loads. The problem with those has been not enough of them. The demand, it's one of those deals that once you let the word out, and, once again, they come to us and we get the word out and then they're sold out. So they have doubled the production of the mini shells. I'm looking at a release. It says our facilities in Cuernavaca, Mexico, turned their focus to the mini shell line, so our supply was able to catch up with demand. They're running 24/7 now. So if you can't find them, be patient or ask your dealer to order them. But the mini shells are pretty darn cool, I can tell you that. Let's see, line 4, Charles is with us out of Anderson, South Carolina. Safes, what's going on here, Charles?
Hi, Tom. You're talking about safes. I'm going up to my daughter's up in Virginia for a stay for about 3 months, and I've got a 4-year-old grandson up there.
Okay.
So I got a safe for my car, and a safe that I can keep my carry gun in at night, and plus another safe I can put 3 or 4 pistols in.
Okay.
And I'm just tearing my hair out installing this. It's called a rapid vehicle safe. And I want to read the first thing. Read this first. never store a loaded firearm in the safe. Under any circumstances. The risk.
I'm sorry. I'm probably doing exactly what you did when you first read it. You're going, really? Come on.
So you get my drift on that.
Yeah.
And the other, why have a gun in your car if you can't have it loaded? Number two. I'm tearing my hair out. I'm just about finished getting this thing installed. The directions on how to secure it to the car are not that clear. I got one nut and screw that they don't tell you which way to put them on. But anyway, and the other thing is the safe I got, it's supposed to have a fingerprint. It's got a lock and a fingerprint on the other safe. And I'm tearing my hair out because the fingerprint don't work. So,
yeah, there are different levels of, I want to say quality, but maybe that's not quite it. Efficiency, capability of fingerprint readers. The folks at Liberty Safe, they have several small safes that have fingerprint readers, and they work really well, and I like those. Some of the other ones, it ends up you got to swipe, and you're trying to get it to work. Honestly, on some of them I've tried in the past, I ended up just saying, I'll just use the key. I'm done. I'll just use a key for this thing. Here's my thing, and let me give you my thoughts on it, okay, Charles? Don't put the gun in the safe if you think you might need it. You put the gun in the safe if you've got to leave your gun in the car and go somewhere and come back. But when you come back, you put the gun on your belt. You don't be trying to do any kind of quick access out of a safe. That's just not optimum at all. If you need your gun, you need it right now, and the best place for it to be is on your belt in a holster.
Yeah, here's the thing: is I carry a LCP in my pocket, and I carry the 40 caliber M&P in the car, and being in the car, I think it's easier to access the MP40 than to try to reach into my pocket to get the LCP out.
Oh, you bet. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I have the M&P40. Also, Tom, I'm going to look up the ranges. Your guest gave me another way to look up ranges up to where I'm going. But also, I like shooting a Glock 19 and of course my car gun, and UMEX, the BB gun company. They make a MP40 just like, and it's exactly like it's a blowback. It's a BB gun, but it's exactly like, weighs almost the same as my car gun. And I use that for practice in my garage.
That's brilliant. I think that is really smart. It'll also fit in your holsters. I think these basically these duplicates of our guns and pellet guns and BB guns, and even airsoft guns, is a really good way to train. Charles, I wish you luck with it. I appreciate your frustration with installing those things. I mean, that's me all over. I got tools and I'm banging up my knuckles and bleeding all over the place and don't know what I'm doing, but that's when I call a buddy and say, hey, and they always walk over and go, well, here it is. Go, oh, man. Okay, never mind. Bob, let's see. Bob, real quick, Laurel, Montana on line 3. I got 1 minute or less for you, Bob. Dive in.
Hey, I'm just curious about the Howa brand of firearms. It's a new one. I've been shooting for 55 years, and
I can give you
about the name.
Sure, I can give it to you. I heard a lot of people say Howa. I think they pronounce it Hoa, but here's the deal: it's a really nice rifle, and they generally represent a pretty good value. Usually have good triggers and really slick bolt actions, and they've been around for 20, 25 years. So if you're looking at one, you're thinking about getting one, don't shy away from it just because you haven't heard of it. They make some good stuff, and as I say, pretty slick and pretty good triggers. So I think they are a real player out there. 866-TALK-GUN. By the way, that website, letsgoshooting.org. You taking anybody out to the range recently? Okay, this is cool. The Bloomberg created group, Moms Demand Action, Gun Sense, has created a tool where you can find which candidates, political candidates, are really anti-gun, which ones want to destroy the Second Amendment. Now, I know that's not the way they intended it, but that's what they've done. GunSenseVoter.org. By the way, quit using the hashtag GunSense. That just fires up their numbers, and it doesn't do what you think it's doing. Stop doing that on Twitter and Facebook and things. But GunSenseVoter.org, and it will show you which candidates in your area support gun control. Of course, they want to do that so that you'll vote for them. We just use it as developing a list of people we can vote for, against, rather, and campaign against and work against. Makes sense to me. Line 2, Philip's with us, Lumberton, Texas. Philip, what you got?
Hey, I had a couple of range reports.
Sure.
Just recently got one of the new Ruger GP100 Match Champion in 10 millimeter.
Ooh, and?
It is sweet.
It is sweet, isn't it, man? I love shooting that thing.
It is great. I mean, it absolutely. I've shot, of course, it'll shoot 40 S&W for practice rounds, but then you can go all the way up to the full bore 10 millimeter stuff, and it shoots very, very well. Okay, cool. Now, what else you got? Well, I had called sometime back, maybe 6 months ago. I had picked up one of the Henry 327 big boy carbines and had trouble with it. I remember that call. Yeah. Did you send it back? I did. And the problem was the chamber was relieved too much at the bottom and was letting the case swell up. You couldn't. It was actually just on the verge of bursting the brass. Almost like they had some kind of a chatter in the chamber reamer when it hogged out a. Yeah, it took a big plug out of it. So anyway, I sent it back, and they got it back to me. It took them a little while, and they actually made it worth my while. Sent me a free Henry case for my rifle because they had it about a month and a half. But that barrel was off center. The bore was off center to the outside diameter of the barrel. I mean, noticeably so. And I could put my front side all the way to the right, rear side all the way to the left, and just barely get it on the paper. So I called them, and they said, send it back. This time, just got it back this last week. Looks like they got it right. Tom?